Namaste and welcome to our Friday long holds class. This is our TGIF class, Yin Yoga, practice with long holds. So we'll be holding the poses for up to 10 or more minutes, not all of them, but some of them. So let's begin in seated meditation position. And Sukhasana is fine where I am, or your ankles can be crossed or half lotus, whatever feels most comfortable for you. And just make sure your spine is straight so you can take this feet and kind of pull the flesh of your bum out from under you. And then lift up gently through the chest just to make sure your spine is nice and straight. You're not rounding your shoulders. And then close the eyes and start to tune into how you feel today. Your hands can rest wherever it's comfortable. Feel free to sit up on a blanket or a block. And then just start to meditate, right? And people think meditation is hard because of the simplicity of it. And it's really just allowing yourself to be where you are. And that's the meaning of Yata Bhuta, which comes from the Vipassana meditation course. So allow yourself to be where you are, right here, right now. Don't try to push anything away, just accepting all that comes. And just see what happens today. So letting the breath breathe you naturally, letting the thoughts float through the mind like clouds through the sky, not trying to stop them, just let them float by. And allow your body to be where it is, knowing it's going to change throughout this practice. That's why we're here, to release stress and tension that makes us in our own skin. So try to relax in the discomfort, relaxing the forehead, the eyes, the jaw. Relaxing the shoulders and arms and hands. Relaxing your chest and stomach. Relaxing your hips and your legs and feet. Just becoming aware of your entire body without judgment. And then noticing the breath by the nose. This is our anchor into the present. Wherever we go today, we can come back to this space and feel the breath going in and out. So see if you can stay there with the breath, feeling the sensation for a minute or so without your mind shifting someplace else. And it's very hard, it's not easy. But when you try, you're increasing your ability to do this for longer and longer periods of time. All right, now we're going to begin to increase the breath, the depth of the breath. So we're going to breathe into the belly first, let it expand. And as you breathe out, squeeze the belly muscles back and just continue nice and slow on your own, opening up your lower lungs, waking up your lower chakras. Your earth chakras are below the heart. Your Urchal chakra is above the heart. We want to work through this earthly stuff before we can actually transcend the heart chakra with love for ourselves, and then start to develop more of the spiritual chakras, right? So this earthly stuff is what we're doing in this class, working on the earth chakras. But of course, heart and throat, third eye, and the Ajna chakra at the top of the head too. But these have to be balance in order to go past that river of the heart. So let's breathe into the ribs next. Feel the ribs spread on the inhale. And as you exhale, just relax. Continue like that. Breathing in, expanding. Breathing out, relaxing. Now let's move the breath up into the chest. Feel the chest rise and fall with the inhales and exhales. Good. Opening up the heart center, awakening love and compassion for ourselves. So by practicing love and compassion, we can really start to rectify these lower chakras, right? The emotions, the creativity as we step into our root and feel grounded in our bodies. Stepping into our power through that third chakra, right? Through love and compassion, understanding that right where you are is where you need to be. And there's lessons to be learned in every experience so we can grow. So let's fill the lungs like a glass next, filling the belly and then the ribs and then the chest. Pause, empty chest, empty ribs, belly draws back and pause. Continue like that, filling bottom to top and emptying top to bottom. Nice and slow and steady. Breathing in peace, breathing out what you don't need. Let it go. Now open your arms like wings, getting ready to fly. Breathe in, reach up high, hands together. Breathe out, hands to heart center. Pause there for a moment. And let your breath go back to its natural rhythm. Just feel any changes, maybe shifts in your awareness or shifts in the feeling of the body. And set an intention for today's class. What do you need today? To feel happy, to feel free, grounded. Peaceful in your body and mind and heart. And say thank you for it. Hands to the forehead to touch. Remember, thoughts will be there, but they're not who you are. Just watch, be the witness to your thinking. Hands back to the heart center. Let's start with an Om, please. Let's breathe in. Om. Good. Now we're going to slip right into the right side of Swan today for our long hold class because I want to be able to hold this for 10 minutes. So let's bring the right leg forward. It's going to be a 10-minute swan. So I'll give you different ways to make this stronger for those of you that maybe need more. But let's start here. Okay, start with the right leg 90 degrees, the back leg bent so it's comfortable, and then fold into it if you need more. You may need to just simply stay up here. And you can just hang out, maybe use your hands in front of you. Make sure the is in front of the right hip, foot across from the knee, right? You can use the side top of your mat as a guideline for your front leg. So you can start coming forward if you need more pressure, elbows on the blocks or the floor. And then, if you go all the way down over the side and still need more, that's when you start straightening your back leg a little bit at a time. Okay, eventually that knee may turn towards the floor. So let's begin here in Swan with our outer rotation. So close the eyes once you find your edge. It feels like a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. Just close the eyes and breathe that same peaceful breath in and out like a glass. Filling on the inhale and emptying on the exhale. And then just stay there with the breath. And if you feel something shift, then change the posture, going in a little bit or coming out a little bit. Okay, that's our first minute. We have 9 to go. Propping your forehead on a block is a nice way to relax and support the neck. Now we're working on the outer thigh, where the IT band is, the TFL muscle. So feel that stretch wherever you feel it, maybe through the glutes and the piriformis muscle, but this is where the gallbladder meridian is. So steady breaths helps your body to relax and open easily. So oftentimes you hear me say to watch the thoughts, to listen to the body and feel the breath. This is Pratyahara, one of the 8 limbs of yoga, written by Patanjali many, many years ago and centuries ago. Well, not that many centuries, right? And this Pratyahara is a way to develop these lower body chakras, the earth chakras, because as you listen to your body, right, you're listening to the body, you're not in the head, because if you're in your head, that means you're someplace else. And you need to be present to develop these lower body earth chakras. So as you listen inward, feel inward, practice Pratyahara, we're starting to open up to the emotions and to our creativity and to stepping into our power and being grounded. So those are the lower body chakra ideas, right? The concepts of these lower body chakras. So just keep breathing. Fill and empty like a glass. I know it sounds so simple, but it's very effective. Okay, so we're halfway there. Let's keep breathing. Now, if it gets easy and you're all the way down over your front thigh and your back leg starts to straighten, maybe even the knee turns down, you just stay there. But if that gets easy, you can start to crawl towards your right foot to make it stronger. All right, that would be the next level of the pose to make it more intense. Keep breathing, guys. We have 5 minutes to go. Watching, listening, and feeling. Pratyahara. Giving yourself permission to change if it gets too strong or easy, mostly strong, right? Because it's easy to go in because we feel like we're accomplishing something. But to come out, we have to really go beyond the ego, because the ego wants us to keep going, wants us to stay, even though we might be in pain. But stepping into your power means saying no to that and retreating a little bit, come back a little bit. That's self-care, self-love, and self-compassion. Okay, 3 more minutes. One more minute to go. Maybe you challenge yourself a little bit, and maybe that means staying where you are or coming out a little, not necessarily going further. All right, now let's slowly rise. We're going to bring both legs out front and just hang out there for a few breaths. Ooh, see how it feels. Maybe bounce your knees on the back of your knees on your mat. And then put your feet flat and let your knees tip side to side. Nice and slow and steady. Good. Let's take a reverse table, lifting and squeezing. So we're opening the front body after the forward fold for 10 minutes. Let your head hang back if it's comfortable. If not, stay where you are. If this is too strong, just sit on the mat and open the chest towards the sky with your hands behind your back. Now, when you come down, we're going to take the block and lay back. And place the block under the low back, just kind of the sacrum area, and then bring your legs up. Okay, Vipariti Karani, or stairway to heaven, some people call this. And then just roll your ankles around nice and slow, pointing and flexing whatever feels good. And then let's let the legs start to travel over the head. So just let the legs go. First forward fold, feel the lower back stretch. You can bend the knees as much as you need. Maybe letting the knees rest against the chest. It's just like our standing forward fold, except for on our backs. So think of it that way, just keeping your neck and your upper body relaxed. If you want more, move the block up higher on your spine. Let's stay here for a couple minutes. Just relax and breathe. All right. So we may be confronting some challenges mentally or physically. And just breathe through all of that. Listen to your body, honor yourself for the practice. Straightening the legs to make it stronger, bending the knees to make it easier, just like in our standing or seated forward folds. If you're comfortable, you can rock your head side to side. The neck should be free to do that. Maybe circles with the ankles. Working on the urinary bladder channels. Just a few more breaths. And when you come down, you might need to move your block back to where it was and put one foot on the floor at a time. We're going to do a supported bridge. So squeeze your bum first and then slowly lift. Take the block, turn it sideways under the sacrum if you'd like. Or if you need more, come to your tippy toes and put it straight up and down underneath the sacrum. So the sacrum is the bone at the base of the spine. So this should not kink up your back or make it feel like it's pinching. Okay, let's breathe. Feet are flat, facing forward, hip distance apart, arms by your sides, maybe palms up. Now, let's try bridge. Squeeze your butt, lift up and hold it, taking the block out just for a few breaths. Keep the knees kind of moving gently towards each other, just so the inner thighs are engaging a little bit to hold you up. And when you come down, try to come from the top to the bottom of your spine, slow-mo. And once you land, give your knees a squeeze, rock side to side. Relax your lower back here. Now let the knees fall to the left, and we'll take our first spinal twist. Arms to a T. You can hold on to your top knee with your left hand, or you can cross your left knee over your right if you want it stronger. Or maybe place a block between the knees for less intensity. All right, let's relax and breathe. So we want it to be intense a little bit, but still with the ability to breathe enough in to feel relaxed. So keep it going. Nice steady breaths. We're waking up the spine here. Nice back bend, forward fold, spinal twists. Remember, we already worked this right IT band, the one that's on top. It's probably feeling the most stretch in our swan. Feel your right waist, feel your right shoulder and chest. Reach to the right a little bit. Maybe turn your gaze that way. All right, now let's bring it back to center. Hug the knees again. Bring the legs up in the air and rock up to seated. Come to seated meditation where we started. And shake your hands a little bit. Roll the shoulders. And let's take a big cleansing breath together. Inhale. Since I have bumblebees all around my house, not even bumblebees, just bees, I'm trying to deal with it. I just saw one outside the window. Let's do a bumblebee breath. Breathe in and hum. And then just feel, right? Feel the vibrations, clearing the mind, relaxing the throat. Left leg forward, right leg back, second side of our swan pose for 10 minutes. All right, so find your edge, left leg even with the side of the mat, shin with the top. You can stay up with the back knee bent, or you can start coming forward with your elbows on blocks or the floor, maybe a block under the forehead for support. Start out at just like a nice medium stretch, because if you go too far in the beginning, it'll be hard to hold this long. Make sure your muscles are relaxed so the joint takes on the pressure today. Our first minute, just keep relaxing, keep breathing. So this is just what Wikipedia says. This is where I usually start with my definitions and then move into a more of a spiritual way of looking at it, right? So pratyahara, or the gathering towards, in the fifth element among the 8 stages, so it's the 5th chakra, right, or the 5th element, among the 8 stages of Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga, as mentioned in his classical work, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, and it was composed in the 2nd century BC. It is also the first stage of the 6th branch yoga of the Buddhist Palakakra Tantra, where it refers to the withdrawal of the 5 senses from external objects to be replaced by the mentally created senses of an enlightened deity. This phase is roughly analogous to the physical isolation phase of another type of Tantra. So for Patanjali, it's a bridge between the external aspect of yoga, namely the yama, the niyama, the asana, and the pranayama, and the antaranga, the internal yoga. So having actualized the pratyahara stage, a practitioner is able to effectively engage into the practice of samyama. So at the stage of pratyahara, the consciousness of the individual is internalized in order that the sensations from the senses of taste, touch, sight, hearing, and smell don't reach their respective centers in the brain, and takes the practitioner to the next stages of yoga, namely dharana, concentration, dhyana, meditation, and samadhi, the mystical absorption, which is the aim of all yogic practices. So pratyahara is to go inward and then to go above a physical sense into the higher limbs of the yogic tree. Dharana, concentration, dhyana, meditation, samadhi, liberation. So let's practice pratyahara for the next 5 minutes, breathing. You can go lower, you can straighten your back leg more and shift towards the left foot on this side to make it stronger. Make it easier, bring your back knee forward more. maybe even pulling that left foot back, take the right, the 90-degree angle to something smaller. Make sure you keep breathing. We just have a couple minutes left. All right, let's start to rise. Bring the legs out in front. And then just bounce the knees just gently against the mat if that feels good for your knees. Put your feet flat, windshield wipers side to side, nice and slow. Good, nice long hold there with swan pose. Really opening up the outer edge of the hip and thigh. Hands and feet flat, let's lift the hips to the sky. For our reverse table, opening up shoulders, building core strength, glute strength, leg strength. Good, let your head fall back for your throat chakra, your thyroid gland. Stay there as long as you like. Good, when you come down this time, let's lay back again. Just give the knees a squeeze into the chest. So hug your knees in. Rock side to side, nice and slow. And then bring your feet up for happy baby pose. So just try it. See how it feels today, grabbing your outside edge of your feet or your ankles, or maybe just simply holding behind your knees with your forearms. And gently pull the knees towards the space under your arms. Relax the legs completely, keep breathing, maybe rocking side to side if it's comfortable. Maybe rocking your head slowly side to side, making sure you're not tensing up your neck or jaw or face. Good. Bring the legs into the air, point and flex, roll your ankles. And then bring the knees to the chest and over to the right this time for the second spinal twist. So remember, you can cross your left knee over your right this time. You can put a block between the knees, or maybe just hold the left knee with the right hand. You try to drag the base of your skull up away from your neck, so your chin gently comes down, and then just relax and breathe. Reach to the left if you'd like for more intensity. Your left fingers. And gaze that way too. Good. Feel your left thigh again. We just worked it for 10 minutes. The outside edge. Feel your waist, your rib cage, your chest. Okay, let's bring the knees back to center. Give them a nice big squeeze and rock up to seated when you're ready. Let's take a pause here. Just shake the hands, roll the shoulders backwards, whatever feels good right now. Close your eyes and be still. And let's take a cleansing breath, followed by a Naka Brahma breath, right? So Naka Brahma, the sound of greatness, right? You might want to say it that way. Let's take a deep breath in for cleansing breath. Working the throat, now humming. Breathe in. Feel the vibrations in your body. All right, we're going to come to cats and cows first time today. So let's begin hands and knees in table. So knees are hip distance on your blanket. Blanket's wider than your mat. Have your blocks ready at the top of your mat. Just start to move your spine. So we inhale, tail and chin up. We exhale, tail and chin down. Just keep going like that. Stretching those parts of the spine that feel uncomfortable maybe right now. All right, let's place the blocks under us for a long hold frog pose. So put the blocks under you, whatever level feels good. Block at the top, elbows go where the hands were, knees slide open, keeping the hips back between the knees. Okay, now we're gonna work towards a 10-minute hold here. So keep breathing, relax. Remember to start where it's kind of easy. So halfway through, it doesn't get too strong to hold. And do what feels good with your feet. You can keep them where they are or spread them or bring them closer. Just don't go any wider than heels and knees lined up with each other. 90 degrees. Taking care of your knees today. Okay, bring your senses inward. See what happens when you start to watch the mind, listen to the body, feel the breath. So working inner rotation. After our outer rotation, outer thigh work, this is the inner thigh, the adductors and the groin, and the kidney and liver channels of the meridian system. Try to breathe to the base of your spine. Breathe out maybe through the crown of the head or just simply the nose. What feels good today? What makes sense today for your mind and body? That's our first minute, 9 to go. Keep breathing. So the word pratyahara is derived from two Sanskrit words, prati and ashara. And ahara, with ahara meaning, or ashara as it's written, to gather, and prati meaning, it's a preposition meaning towards. So together they mean checking the outgoing powers of the mind, freeing it from the thraldom of the senses ahara. So we're checking the outgoing powers of the mind, freeing it from moving out into the senses, right? So we're capturing our energy, capturing our power. Pratyahara, keep breathing. So one of the most common practices for withdrawal of the senses is bringing the attention inward towards the breath, observing it without trying to control it, as connection with the external senses and stimuli are all gradually severed. So be with your breath right now. Feel it by your nose, going in and going out. Making changes in the pose if it gets too strong. we're halfway there, 5 more minutes. Actually closer to 4. So let's just keep breathing. And at minute 8, you can take the blocks out if you want a 2-minute challenge, or you can wait till 9, or just hold it with these blocks for the whole 10, which makes kind of a lot of sense just because we're holding it for longer today. So you do what feels good. Keep breathing. Honor yourself by listening to your body. So we're coming up into that 8th minute. If you want to challenge yourself, take the blocks out now, or wait till 9, or just keep them there for the whole 10. Okay, 8 minutes. We have 2 to go. Nice steady breaths in and out through the nose. Let your breath help you stay calm and focused. Do what feels good with your neck. Holding it up with the block or just letting it hang, whatever feels best. Okay, coming up to that 9th minute. If you want to take your blocks out now. We have 60 seconds left. Keep breathing. Slow, steady breaths. Thirty seconds. Now you can take your blocks out if they're still there. Simply crawl forward to your belly very carefully today. After that long hold, bring your legs back together. And just relax. Turn your head to one side, maybe to the right, and let your arms rest by your sides, palms up. And close your eyes. Start to breathe a little deeper now. All right, let's prop up onto the elbows. Sphinx pose. You can rock your hips side to side if that feels good. Letting your head hang or holding it up or even propping it on a block if you'd like. And if your head's hanging, maybe rocking your chin like a pendulum side to side, or even bringing the ear towards the shoulder on each side. Now, if you'd like to go further, hands flat, squeeze your butt, lift up to seal, maybe turning the fingers out, spreading them as wide as your mat, and then lifting the ribs so you're spreading the back bend from your lower back all the way through the neck. Stay as long as you like. We'll meet on the floor with your head turned to the left. No rush. Okay, let's meet in child's pose. When you're ready, inhale up, exhale back. Sitting on the feet if you can, bowing to your beautiful self, and resting your forehead on something. The hands either in fists or stacked, maybe a block, or even the mat. Try not to invert your head here. You want your spine straight, which includes the neck. Now take some deep breaths into your universal body, the spiritual body in the back. Relax as you exhale. All right, we're going to sit up on the feet next. Open up the tops of the feet. So do what feels good. You can sit on a block placed between the feet or directly on the feet if you like. Even 2 blocks is fine. It's whatever feels good. And then just relax. Let your body acclimate. No rush. Just take your time. Keep breathing. Nice, steady breaths. Now, if you want more, if you're sitting on the feet, you can lean back, put your hands behind you. Maybe even lift the knees off the floor. Do what feels good. And then when you feel ready, come back into table for a moment. Wiggle your feet around. And turn the toes under, knees together if that feels okay, feet together. And just get a nice stretch in the toes where the lower body meridians all begin or end. So hands can stay in front of you. They can climb onto your thighs. What feels good? Use your breath to stay present. Practicing pratyahara here. Senses inward. Now we are going to make our way up to standing. So go ahead, lift the knees off the floor. So that forward fold that we did, the snail pose, right, in between our swan poses, help the back body to get a little bit longer. So this will take it to the next level. You feel the calf muscles getting a nice stretch here. Now we're going to roll up to standing. Place the feet hip distance apart. And then bend the knees, put the elbows on the knees to start. And this is going to be a 5-minute hold. Typically we hold for 3. So let's see if we can do this for 5 today. Tilting the tail up, bending the knees, trying to get the back flat. Straight, right? You can let the head hang if that feels okay on your neck. Maybe just moving your head yes and no. Nice and slow. Do everything slow here. Spread your toes out on your mat. And just relax. Keep breathing. Slow, steady breaths. That'll help you stay in the pose for the whole time. We're getting into the urinary bladder channels again, just like in our snail pose. And that's our first minute. We have 4 to go. You can also lay your body against your thighs or just hang forward. Maybe bringing your hands behind your back, taking some of the weight off. When you hang, if your arms are hanging, that's extra weight. You can bring your arms behind you, taking that weight away. Make it a little bit easier. Breathe into your stomach. Breathe out, relax. Nice steady breaths in and out. That's 2 minutes so far. Almost halfway there now, so keep breathing. Good. Feel free to move things around, right? Bending and straightening the legs, maybe one at a time. If it starts to get hard, moving the shoulders, moving the neck. Nice steady breaths. Remember, your weight can come forward towards the toes or back towards the heels. What feels good? Two more minutes, no big deal, right? 120 seconds. Use your breath to stay. Good. Nice steady breath. Stay present. Maybe bringing your ear towards each shoulder on the sides, just to stretch the side of the neck a little bit for this last minute. You've got this. Keep breathing. Seconds. You can always sway side to side a little bit with your torso. Feel your thighs getting strong here. 15 seconds to go. All right, let's crawl to child's pose. Relax. Just let go. Feel your back body buzzing with energy. All right, we're gonna rise to table. Bring the right arm to the sky, thread the needle on the right side. So just resting the right arm against the earth, the right side of the face or head. Close your eyes, we'll stay here for a couple minutes and really get a nice spinal twist for the upper spine. Second spinal twist of the class. Good, lifting the left arm and tucking it behind your back if you'd like. Good, breathe, feel your upper back twisting, your heart chakra opening, love and compassion for yourself today. Couple more breaths, and we're going to shift into our side plank. Left hand down, right arm sweeps up, hold it there. We're just going to stay here today and just feel that twist in the upper back in the opposite direction, and step your right foot back when you're ready. And just open like a star. Let your right arm fall back, let your head hang. Right foot flat on the floor, left toes like a kickstand. Left foot. Good. What feels good? Breathe. Move your head around. Move your arm into a different shape. What feels nice? What is your body saying? Beautiful. Now come down. Big step forward, right foot. Get your blocks, placing one in front of the back leg. And have your other two handy. All right, let's feel the front of the left hip start to stretch. Okay, so we're just going to stay here for 1 minute and then we'll go on to the other two shapes. So make sure you're breathing, hanging over your front leg, baby dragon. Maybe feeling compression in your front hip, your right hip. Right, that's because we're flexing that hip. We're in flexion in the front hip and extension in the back hip. So maybe a little controversy going on there between the two hips, right? So keep breathing, stretching through the hip flexors of the left leg, the left quadriceps. You can let your head dangle or hold it up. You can rock your head, yes and no, what feels good. Nice steady breaths. Now, if you'd like, let's put the blocks under the hands, go up to high dragon next, lifting through the chest, maybe your elbow on your knee. High dragon, making it more intense in that back thigh. Keep breathing. Pratyahara, senses inward, guys. Let's breathe in, peace. Breathe out, let it go. Stay connected to your breath. Do some neck work here if you'd like, up and down, side to side with your head. Ear towards shoulder again. Leaning back for more pressure, leaning forward for less. Adjust it according to how you feel, not what you think. All right, let your thoughts go today. Be with your breath. Good, 15 more seconds, so we're going to go to low dragon. So get your blocks ready inside your foot, and place your elbows on those blocks. Feel the stretch shift to the front leg, walk the right foot out to the right a little bit. Okay, let's relax here and breathe. Now we're going inside that right thigh, so that compression is released a little bit in the front hip, but feel the back leg start to stretch more, the front leg on the inside thigh maybe, or the hamstrings. Keep breathing, slow, steady breaths. Remember, you can go down lower if you need more pressure. You can go back to baby dragon if it gets too intense. You just have a few more breaths. All right, let's shift back to half splits, nice and slow. Taking the pressure off, bowing over your right side, feeling the right hamstring stretching a little more. Okay, let's go back to table to a few cats and cows. And we'll get into the second side of that flow. Move your body around. What feels good? Side to side, up and down. Maybe some circles with your spine. And then when you're ready, left arm to the sky. Place it on the floor behind your right wrist, hips over knees. Just rest and breathe. It's just 2 minutes. And you can lift your right arm and put it behind you, or use the right hand in front of you to push down to increase the intensity that way. You can always interlace your fingers and try to straighten both arms. Stay connected to your breath. Now, right hand in front of the face, sweep the left arm up. See what it feels like, just really stretching out today. Hold it, breathe. And step the left foot back when you're ready. Easy side plank on the right knee. Just let the head hang, keep breathing. Pushing the hips forward maybe. Shaking your head, yes, I know. Remember, the arm can shift over the ear or behind your back. This one's really good for your Ardha Chandrasana, your standing half moon pose, because we're opening the waist. All right, let's step the left foot through, top of the mat. We're going to start with baby dragon. Slide the back knee back, place the block in front of your back knee, and just drape your torso over your front thigh for just a minute. You can use a block under your hands or maybe one under the right elbow if you need. Back toes point or flex. Good, let's go high, blocks under your hands. And lift your chest towards the sky. Fun breathing. Back toes point or flex, whatever feels best. Elbow on the left knee if that feels better. Let's breathe. Now see if you can bring your attention to the space between your eyebrows a little bit higher. This is the Ajna chakra, and this is another form of pratyahara, is to focus on that space. This is the third eye that sees inward. One more minute here. You can add neck work whenever we're in high dragon. Try to stay focused on that third eye. Imagine you're breathing in and out of that space. Okay, we're going to shift to low dragon. Continue walking the left foot out, sliding the right knee back, and continue to focus on your third eye, your fifth chakra, the Ajna. One more minute. Okay, let's shift the hips back to half splits and relax there for a few breaths, bowing over your left leg. And we'll meet in seated position when you're ready, right where we started. Just close your eyes. Feel the difference in your body and your mind. Let's take a cleansing breath together. Inhale. One more. Not a Brahma breath. Breathe in. Go ahead and lay back on your blocks when you're ready. One block sideways, one up, straight up and down. Just lay back, close your eyes. See how you feel now. No place to go, nothing to do, just be. Maybe keeping your focus on your third eye for Shavasana. Now, without moving, start to deepen your breaths, feeling the body responding with opening, compassion and kindness, forgiveness, and gratitude. Skim thumbs across your fingertips. Notice your senses are more awake now, more alive, and stretch the arms up and over your head. Just keep on breathing. Slide your feet flat, roll to one side when you're ready, and just rest upon the earth, feeling your body where it is right now, Yata Bhuta. And just like the beginning of class, we love ourselves right where we are, accept ourselves as we are. Rise up to seated so we can close the practice from a place of compassion. Hands at the heart center when you get there, in honor of yourself for being here, in honor of the teachers that have come before us to bring us this beautiful practice today. Let's seal this in with a beautiful Om. Breathe in. Om. Thank you for being my students. Thank you for being in this world and doing this good work. It's not easy, but it's well worth it. Let's take a big breath in. Send it out into the universe. Ah, the light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. And thank you for being here today. Have a beautiful day.